Every year, more than 2 billion cartons of mac and cheese are consumed by Americans. That's around 6 boxes a year per person. Although mac and cheese is a classic childhood favorite and the ultimate comfort food, not all of it is made equal. From the worst to the best, we are ranking the most well-liked mac and cheese options from box stores to chain restaurants today. Pure taste, flawless texture, the right cheese flavor, and the type of comfort food that makes you want more are the criteria we use to score. It's debatable if you prefer mac and cheese, so please like, subscribe, and grab a fork. Velveeta shells and cheese, the boxed mac that promises liquid gold but delivers processed mediocrity, is at the bottom of the list. Since 1928, Velveeta has been the liquid gold of America. While using pre-made cheese sauce in place of powder in the shells and cheese version may seem like an improvement, it really causes more issues than it fixes. The large shells are floppy and have a tendency to group together, which totally upsets the balance between the pasta and cheese. The cheese sauce has a terrible waxy texture that is pasty, gloppy, and rubbery. There is no distinct cheddar sharpness or depth, and the flavor is one-dimensional and boring. The sauce packet replaces the need for milk and butter, which may seem convenient, but the end product tastes synthetic and unnatural. The shells frequently clump together, making it impossible to distribute the sauce evenly. Unfortunately, this bowl of vibrant orange nostalgia lacks actual cheese and verges on sweetness. For true mac and cheese enthusiasts, it's a hard pass. The fact that KFC mac and cheese comes up at number 14 as the side dish that demonstrates why the Colonel should just serve chicken is not surprising. Since Colonel Sanders founded the business in 1952, KFC has been providing sides. But its mac and cheese seems like an afterthought rather than a thoughtfully prepared meal. There are significant differences in consistency between locales and times of day. On a good day, the mac may be fairly creamy, cheesy, and slightly smoky. However, all too frequently, KFC offers congealed, dried-out mac that has spent hours under heat lamps. The cheese sauce separates and is gritty, and the pasta is often overdone and mushy. The mac frequently comes in a single solid lump that must be broken up with a fork, and the serving amounts vary. It's okay while it's fresh, but it's plain depressing when it's not, which happens far too frequently. Since consistency is the enemy of comfort food, KFC mac comes in close to the bottom. Many fans simply ignore this mediocre mac since mashed potatoes are right there on the menu. As a Southern comfort food that somehow forgot the comfort, Bojangles macaroni and cheese claims number 13. With its Cajun-spiced reputation, Bojangles, which has been serving Southern staples in Charlotte, North Carolina, since 1977, sets the standard for strong, savory sides. Unfortunately, for a restaurant that is famed for its robust flavors, their mac and cheese is very boring. Positives include each piece of elbow macaroni being well-coated in sauce and being soft without being mushy. However, the cheese sauce is really subtle. It lacks the intense cheddar flavor that makes mac and cheese delicious, and it barely tastes cheesy at all. Instead of being a total disaster, the mouthfeel is creamy rather than watery. However, for a Southern chain that specializes in strong flavors, this mac tastes as if it was created on purpose to not offend anyone, which implies that it also doesn't excite anyone. All things considered, Bojangles mac falls short of both its own hype and Grandma's recipe. Far from being a showstopper on the fast food stage, it's a respectable filler. As the hot newcomer that puts nutrition above flavor, Goodles Cheddy mac comes in at number 12. Goodles was established by health-conscious business people and celebrity investors as a healthier mac and cheese that included more protein, fiber, and minerals from spinach and mushrooms. Compared to regular pasta, the whole-grain noodles are denser and darker. Because of the additional nutrients, the cheese sauce has a slightly sweet pepper or vegetable flavor and is more cheesy and orange. Some individuals find ordinary pasta to be more substantial, but the noodles have a stronger bite and a nuttier flavor. However, while being healthier, it doesn't taste much better than classic mac and cheese. Macaroni and cheese loses its appeal because of its thicker texture and vegetable undertones, which make it feel more like health food than comfort food. Although the nutrition boost is commendable, Goodles is ranked in the bottom tier since mac and cheese is meant to be a decadent comfort food. Making it healthy alters the basic experience in ways that are unsettling to many. The colorful novelty that is surprisingly appetizing, Cheetos Bold and Cheesy Mac, comes in at number 11. Kraft and Chester Cheetah collaborated to develop this visually striking orange mac using curly rotini noodles that have been coated with Cheetos taste powder. The end effect is over the top, artificially flavored, and excessively orange. It's actually kind of addictive, which is surprising. With a burst of cheesy, tangy Cheetos taste in every bite, and a subtle, funky cheese board note that hints actual cheese in the mix, the sauce delivers on its promise. The huge rotini produces fascinating textures and retains a lot of sauce. Its harsh artificiality and one-dimensionality are its drawbacks. The flavor of the Cheetos is strong and doesn't get stronger or alter as you consume. It's not so much real comfort food as it is a novelty experience. For a fun, nostalgic treat that truly gets the cheesy flavor, Cheetos Mac comes in last because, although it's entertaining and fulfills its promises, it's too gimmicky to be taken seriously and isn't your typical mac and cheese. The crunch factor is provided by Cheetos without actually having any crunch. As the nostalgic classic that has defined mac and cheese for generations, Kraft Macaroni and Cheese claims number 10. Since 1937, when it was first presented as a cheap meal that could feed a family of 4 for 19 cents during the Great Depression, the blue box has been a mainstay in America. The majority of boxed mac and cheese still adheres to Kraft's powdered cheese strategy. That artificial cheese flavor, which is more nostalgic than real cheese flavor, is readily identifiable. The noodles cook up soft and tender, and the sauce is thin and a little sweet instead of bitter. For those who grew up with it, it's comfort food. The issue is that it's not very excellent by objective criteria. The thin, artificial-tasting sauce made with cheese powder lacks the depth and complexity of authentic cheese. If the noodles are overcooked even a little, they frequently get mushy. Overall, Kraft is a crowd pleaser that hits the nostalgic spot when you just need classic cheap cheese macs, but it won't win a taste test versus richer, real cheese macs. As the hidden smash that is better than it deserves to be, Church's Texas Chicken-Baked Macaroni and Cheese comes in at number 9. Since 1952, Church's has been providing comforting Southern cuisine, and their mac and cheese is no exception. Baked with a golden crust that is bubbling and covered with a coating of cheese, it is superior to standard fast food sides because of this extra step. The cheese sauce is smooth, creamy, and authentically cheesy rather than fake, while the macaroni underneath is soft without being mushy. Every bite is made more intriguing by the concentrated flavor and textural contrast that the baked cheese topping brings. The crispy cheese exterior and creamy middle combine to produce a homemade texture that resembles restaurant mac rather than fast food sides. There is nothing wrong with it. It produces gratifying comfort food with well-balanced flavors and textures. This Texas-born mac and cheese is respected as a very filling side dish that could stand alone at a Sunday dinner, even though it may not have the cult following of Popeyes or Chick-fil-A. With spiral rotini, a clever improvement on typical elbows, Boston Market mac and cheese takes 8th place. Serving home-style comfort food since 1985, Boston Market made a great choice by substituting spiral rotini for elbow macaroni. Cheese sauce is trapped in every nook and cranny by the corkscrew form, adding taste and satisfaction to every bite. Compared to a standard fast food mac, the cheese sauce has a wonderful, more developed cheddar flavor and is smooth and creamy. The spiral design adds visual appeal and improves sauce distribution, while the rotini keeps its texture and doesn't get mushy. Compared to variants produced with standard pasta shapes, the mac feels more solid and gratifying. The overall execution is dependable and consistent between locations, and the ratio of cheese to pasta is superb. All things considered, Boston Market's mac and cheese is a hearty classic with a clever noodle makeover, making it a strong mid-pack option that's difficult to dislike. With its 3-cheese intricacy that surprises in the nicest way, Potbelly mac and cheese comes in at number 7. The 3-cheese blend used in Potbelly's mac and cheese, which has been serving warm sandwiches and sides since 1977, produces more nuanced and intense flavors than single cheese versions. Compared to normal fast casual sides, the outcome is richer and more refined. Real aged cheese, as opposed to processed cheese products, is suggested by the sauce's depth and sharpness. The cheese sauce coats evenly without being overly thick or thin, and the pasta keeps its nice texture. As you consume, the layers of flavor created by the three-cheese blend intensify. The execution can be erratic, which is a drawback. Overcooking the pasta can occasionally cause the cheese to go gummy instead of creamy. When it's good, it's truly amazing, but timing and place affect quality. However, it is silky and pleasant when served properly and fresh. It's worth tasting because of the authentic cheese flavors and the buttery, tangy finish. Potbelly's mac may not be flawless, but it can be a satisfying cheesy side dish and adds complexity to the fast casual mac game. Number 6 on the list of cheddar bombs that provide a burst of flavor in every bite is Trader Joe's shells with white cheddar. Since 1967, Trader Joe's has established a solid reputation for high-quality private label goods, and their organic white cheddar shells kit surpasses expectations thanks to a concise, pronounceable ingredient list that implies actual food rather than artificial additives. Although adding butter enhances the flavor, the small shell pasta doesn't even need it. Each bite was a burst of sharp cheddar with a loud cheesiness that sticks to every noodle for maximum flavor impact, according to Bon Appetit taste testers. Some people found the sauce's powerful cheddar flavor and tanginess to be almost too sharp in the end. In Bon Appetit's boxed Mac Taste-Off, Trader Joe's came in a close second thanks to its strong flavor intensity, demonstrating that this supermarket brand can rival high-end versions. Taste testers couldn't get enough of the sauce once it came together, though it could take a few more stirs to get it just right. Hardcore cheddar lovers will love the authentic cheese experience that the shells create by properly retaining the highly flavorful sauce. It has a real sharp cheddar flavor that most boxed Macs can't match, making it a convenient pantry dinner. Because it is a real cheddar explosion that lives up to its robust flavor claims, Trader Joe's comes in at number 6. Though divisive, the intensity is really tasty rather than tasteless and forgettable. Company and Noodles. As the fast casual restaurant business that takes mac and cheese seriously enough to use it as a blank canvas for inventive combinations, Wisconsin mac and cheese breaks into the top 5. Noodles and Company was established in 1995 in Colorado, and its idea revolves around freshly produced pasta dishes. Its Wisconsin mac and cheese is a great example of their pasta mastery. Cavatappi pasta is used in this meal, which has a thick cheese sauce made with Wisconsin Jack and cheddar cheese. Their buffalo chicken mac, which turns the comfort food base into an opulent masterpiece loaded with chicken, buffalo sauce, and other toppings that create a complete meal experience, is one of Noodles and Company's most inventive variations, even though their classic Wisconsin mac is still delicious. The al dente pasta in the shape of a cavatappi corkscrew nicely retains the creamy cheese sauce. The jack cheese adds richness and smoothness, and the Wisconsin cheddar offers a sharp, acidic flavor. The mixture produces a rich, creamy, and sharp cheese flavor. The pasta has the right texture thanks to the made-to-order preparation, and the cheese sauce is hot and properly melted instead of being reheated. The quality is the same everywhere, whether you choose to get the traditional variety or go for buffalo chicken. Because they consider mac and cheese to be a serious pasta dish rather than a simple side dish, Noodles and Company ranks 5th. Their inventive mac and cheese variations, such as buffalo chicken mac, demonstrate that excellent mac and cheese can serve as a basis for even more decadent creations. With almost legendary status as the benchmark for mac and cheese in restaurants, Panera bread mac and cheese comes in at number 4. Since 1987, Panera has been offering bakery cafe fare, and their mac and cheese has become a fast food classic. This rich mixture of shell pasta and sharp white cheddar gives it a rich, almost buttery cheese flavor that sets it apart from other chain restaurants. It's a very creamy sauce. According to one tester, it's the sophisticated version of Velveeta's shells and cheese, combining authentic cheese sophistication with comforting nostalgia. Eat this instead of that. A taste test praised the flawlessly delicate shells that serve as tiny cups for the sauce and found Panera's mac to be decadently creamy, while also dripping with a subtle yet sharp cheddar cheese flavor. It tastes much better when Panera serves it hot, perhaps in a bowl of sourdough toast for added richness. With depth and sharpness that feel nearly gourmet for a quick-serve restaurant, this mac and cheese is absolutely amazing when it's freshly cooked, on point, thick, and velvety. Panera can be erratic, to be fair. Sometimes batches are runny, according to certain consumers, but when done right, the quality is worth the increased price. When you taste that quality, the extra expense is worth it, as one fan put it, because they create mac and cheese that is both familiar and elegant enough to be a destination dish rather than just a side. Panera comes fourth because they give comfort food luxury in a way that few others do. Third place goes to Arby's white cheddar macaroni and cheese, the temporary icon that subtly produced one of the greatest fast food macaroni and cheeses ever. If you were fortunate enough to witness it, Arby's achieved something truly remarkable when they decided to expand their offerings beyond roast beef. They don't serve their white cheddar mac and cheese too often, but when they do, it always exceeds expectations. Elbow macaroni in a light creamy white cheddar sauce seems straightforward, but after just one bite, it's obvious that this mac and cheese is one of the best ever. The key is the sauce's unique tangy real white cheddar, which adds rich, velvety depth and a biting edge that keeps it from ever tasting bland. The noodles are thick and cooked to perfection, retaining the rich sauce throughout. In a delectable jumble, Arby's even tried a loaded mac version with bacon, ranch, and chicken pieces. However, panelists concurred that the simple white cheddar mac was superior to the ostentatious version. How good is it? To ensure they don't miss it the next time it's on the menu, a daily meals panel advised readers to set a Google alert. The food critic's delight speaks much about the quality, because they demonstrated that fast food mac and cheese can compete with something your grandmother may make. Arby's comes in third. Availability is the constraint. Due to its infrequent appearances, this iconic mac is more of a special occasion than a dependable choice. Popeyes' home-style macaroni and cheese comes in second place for being baked to perfection and fulfilling all of the comfort food promises. Since 1972, Popeyes has been providing comfort food in the Louisiana tradition, and their mac and cheese is prepared the old-fashioned way. To create a golden, crispy cheese crust over the creamy mac underneath, each order is topped with shredded cheddar and baked until bubbling. Every mouthful is intriguing due to the textural variety created by the contrast between the creamy core and the crispy cheese topping. When properly seasoned, the pasta keeps its perfect al dente texture throughout, and the cheese sauce is thick and savory. Instead of feeling like fast food sides, the baking procedure produces concentrated cheese flavors and an enticing visual display. The quality is always superb, and the serving size is substantial. The late Anthony Bourdain famously called Popeye's mac and cheese his greatest guilty pleasure because it's that delicious. What makes it number 2 then? Only because our next choice was just a bit more enticing. Popeye's mac and cheese is unquestionably excellent and could be served alongside your Thanksgiving dishes with pride. Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese, which isn't simply a token side dish but a star in its own right and frequently voted the best fast food mac available, comes in first place. Since its founding in 1946, Chick-fil-A has established a solid reputation for high-quality food. What's so unique about their mac and cheese? They start by combining Romano, Parmesan, and cheddar cheeses to create a rich, complex flavor that other chains can't duplicate. Then every day they bake it in the restaurant, giving it the enchanted brown cheesy topping that shouts comforting home-cooked food. The texture is amazing. It has a higher degree of richness, but is still as silky as Panera's. The thick, creamy sauce clings to the soft elbow noodles with love with each forkful. The sauce is so rich that it's practically edible on its own, but when you add the 3-cheese punch, it's bursting with flavor. Each bite is enhanced by the tiny morsels of umami pleasure that are the toasted cheese crust crumbs scattered throughout. My favorite choice among culinary experts is this mac and cheese, which won a recent taste test for its intense 3-cheese flavor and seductive decadence. It's not perfect. According to several Reddit commenters, Chick-fil-A's mac is amazing at its best, although quality varies a little bit from day to day. It's rich and creamy without being flat, and it's simply meant to be enjoyed. Some enthusiasts even cheat by eating it by itself as a comfort food or by putting it on sandwiches. On a fast food scale, Chick-fil-A was able to do a beloved classic justice. Chick-fil-A wins the prize because they have produced mac and cheese that is both delicious and affordable, demonstrating that when quality and technique are given precedence above expediency, fast food can achieve true comfort. Food greatness. That's it. It is Chick-fil-A's mac and cheese that is the best in America. This rating demonstrates that excellent mac and cheese necessitates high-quality ingredients, appropriate technique, and sincere care in preparation, as evidenced by the processed mediocrity at the bottom and the three-cheese brilliance at the top. The best variations strike a mix between tradition and innovation, comfort and sophistication, and creaminess and flavor. This is an obvious lesson. Even while mac and cheese is a straightforward comfort food, it's not always that way. The finest renditions necessitate superior ingredients, appropriate preparation methods, and the kind of focus that distinguishes excellent comfort food from average cafeteria cuisine. What are your thoughts? Was your favorite mac and cheese stolen, or do you think Chick-fil-A should win? Please share your thoughts in the comments below and remember to like and subscribe for more food rankings that distinguish between clumpy and creamy. Thank you so much.